Hello again. The UK edged ever closer to Brexit on Wednesday evening after a large majority of the House of Commons voted for draft legislation to allow the government to begin the UK's departure from the EU. The Prime Minister had initially tried to bypass Parliament in her efforts to meet her promise.
Brexit means Brexit.
Brexit means Brexit. Brexit means Brexit.
Brexit means Brexit, and we're going to make a success of it.
Well, the bill will now be debated in the House of Lords, and the terms must be approved by both houses before Theresa May gets the green light to begin formal Brexit talks. Last night's overwhelming majority came despite the fact that many members of the House had previously campaigned against exiting.
Which was a bit of a surprise, given that at least two-thirds of the British MPs actually were in favour of us staying in the EU. But overwhelmingly they've shifted to say we accept the view of the public, the majority view of the public is to leave the EU. We as the Parliament have to represent that view of the public.
Well, prior to Wednesday's vote on the bill, experts had suggested that opposition might equate to, quote, electoral suicide for some MPs, especially those with large numbers of Leave voters in their constituencies. Meanwhile, some Scottish MPs weren't afraid to voice or even sing their objections.
Order!
Well, that particular chorus came around after the bill survived unchanged, despite a large number of amendments being put to vote. MPs ruled out the possibility of a second referendum, as well as the chance to stay in the EU if Parliament fails to back Brexit. And the approval of Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland will not be needed to trigger Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty, the formal mechanism for any country wishing to leave the EU. There's no doubt that many aren't happy with the outcome, though, a matter we discussed with MPs.
Very straightforwardly, the bottom line for me is that we asked the British people to make a decision last year. They voted that they wanted to leave the European Union. I think it's incumbent upon me and other members of Parliament to respect the vote of the people. I don't think anybody can be criticised for making what they think is the right decision, even though other people would disagree with them. But it's not going to finish now. This is the beginning of a process. There's going to be negotiations, there's going to be reporting back to the Commons, there's going to be further scrutiny, there's going to be further opportunities for debates. This is not the end, this is just the beginning.
There's a very significant number of the Labour Party people are gathering up their confidence and facing up to the reality that this Brexit will do Britain serious damage. I'm primarily concerned about Scotland and Northern Ireland, and the insensitivity of the Conservatives on this issue to the needs of Scotland and the needs of Northern Ireland is horrifying me. The result of forcing a Brexit against the wishes of Northern Ireland and against the wishes of Scotland will cause constitutional chaos, because I don't think the United Kingdom can survive. I mean, during the campaign, the referendum campaign, they promised us, the Brexiteers promised us, 350 million a week extra for the NHS. Whereas today it has evaporated. It was a lie. And there were a number of other lies and misleading information around that whole campaign.